Corpy saying it was like you wanted to be down 10-5 at halftime, the way they came back and played in the second half. So you got two teams playing with a lot of confidence. I think we're going to have a good one today.
Collin Hoben and Jared Chenoy battling, and Richmond will come out with that first possession. And a quick shot is wide and heading to the back line.
5 for High Point.
So back to the X we go, and a scramble for this. Now, Luca Accardo is in for that draw. As Collin Hoben, normally the X-man for Hudson, put that one in.
That's a nice stroke.
Now Hoben's back at the
Back out
X.
there to take the face off. We'll see whether or not Richmond looks to spread the field a little bit and use a little 10.
A good matchup here between Chenoy and Hoben. And Hoben's going to pick this one up, take off quickly the other way. High Point trying to set something up. Not able to take advantage of that early. Oh, Viggy just slipped out of the goal, and that hit the post. Well, that was a very close shot from Jack Overbeck, and he had back dominance. 34 goals, 33 assists. He had 67 points, and that's a second-team Atlantic 10 selection. So
yeah.
That's worthy of a first-team numbers there, certainly.
Yes.
Not everybody can be on that first team, but he certainly is that caliber of player.
And he fills that role for High Point like Dalton does, like Young does for Richmond. And you know, those are the guys. You can throw the ball and you can receive the ball, take the extra step. And again, in these championship games, that can be a little bit of a factor.
High Point is ahead on the faceoffs at 4-2, and they just got one there.
And that was a faceoff vital, so good for him.
Well, the Wings battling here as this faceoff takes place. And Chenoy comes away with this one for Richmond now. Chenoy moving ahead, looking for a little help, and I think we get a Richmond timeout here. We'll step aside, 12-11 in the second, and the Spiders are up 2.
For access to the tournament, I think it's encouraged teams like Hampton and some of these new programs, Utah, to start programs.
Well, and the other thing, too, is the game is growing so much, not only at this level, but on a national level, at the high school level, at the youth level, that, you know, now you're getting to where the other sports are in some instances with your automatic qualifiers, with your basketballs and other things like that, so you have to kind of adapt. Another toss in front that doesn't connect, and Tommen run and gets back to within 2 at 5-3 now. And they get a win here. Quick transition. Spiders up to the task defensively. Romano off to Pilling. And his toss to the far side picked up by Saunders. But remember now, this High Point ride is effective. And they're going to pick it up here with Fabian trying to work upfield. Good toss to the midfield of McClure.
That's a nice pass. Yeah, High Point hasn't shown any extra man or a situation like that, a full field transition. If guys aren't talking early, they just don't have a chance to get themselves organized in a situation like that. I think that they could have closed down to that shooter.
Hoben wins another draw there, another face-off. 6-3 Richmond. And High Point back to the offensive end as Amon carries it in and surrenders it.
So Hoben a little better at the draw. Vigu on top of his game in the goal. Again, those things kind of have a tendency to even yourself out a little bit.
Out to the top to Nick Rizzo. Had a 33-point year, 17 goals and 16 assists. Very balanced performance from him. He draws Jeff Nugent right now. And even though that's a short stick matchup, that's a tough matchup with Nugent out there on Rizzo.
Yeah, sometimes you tend to overreact, though, when you have a short stick behind like this on defense. They're going to come out, be ready to play here. Again, this game is a long way from being decided. But what happens here in this quarter is going to, obviously is going to make a big difference.
So back to that face-off. Collin Hoben and Jared Chenoy get a violation here. That's going to give High Point possession.
You know, you notice that Richmond had 2 violations in the first half, but then you reset that in the second half. So that's their first violation.
Ease things down in this quarter and open things up a little bit, or does High Point have that rally back in them? Here comes Chenoy off the draw. Quick feed in front. Send it across. Olsen fires. That's Graham, rather. And Graham hitting the top shelf. And another quick Richmond strike. First goal of the day for Luke Graham.
I thought Chenoy might have passed up on a shot. I thought Young might have passed up on a shot, and they made the pass to Graham on the backside, and he drills it. That's nice stick handling right there.
Big win for Chenoy right here.
And I was just about to say, Robert, that I don't know the answer to your question yet in terms of how this is going to play. You know, certainly an encouraging start here for Richmond.
So here comes Chenoy again. Couple of big wins for Jared Chenoy right there. He hasn't had great numbers, but you know what? He's getting the wins when he advantage with 3 straight third quarter goals out of the locker room at halftime. There's a win for Hoben, but Richmond does come up with it after all, as Hoben had it for a moment, but Gooley slides in and picks it up. Hoben looked like he had that win, but the Spiders come away with it.
You know, we talked a little bit during. He has really emerged as a player overall, being a complete player, getting the pole in most instances, still making plays for his team.
And let's talk about, as High Point tries to get back into possession here, down 10-3. This is on a day when Dalton Young has 1 goal and no assists.
Game.
6:42 left in the third. The Spiders up 8. And you've got Accardo in there now at the draw. Chenoy trying to control that. But it'll be possession to High Point. That's the third.
Situation like this, he brings a set of fresh legs out there. He may be able to give them a little spark.
That's his 3rd goal of the season. And Hoben comes up with a draw at a big time. So let's see if High Point starts another rally here. They were down 5 to St. Joe's at halftime. It's back to Hoben at the X with Chenoy, and Chenoy scooping one out. Hoben had hold of his stick. Cap picks it up.
That's a great save by Green.
And eventually High Point comes away with it.
I think Chenoy had a chance to get a fast break if the referee hadn't gotten in the way.
Ludloff gets it ahead to call that penalty on Fairchild. Didn't see him involved in the play, but perhaps he was. It is a 1-minute penalty. Maye's had the tally there, and for him, that's his 42nd goal, 43rd, goal of the season. We'll talk more about that when we come back here. 12-5, Spiders up 7, head to...
Team that has matured and is now playing with great confidence. Richmond has gotten tougher and tougher as this season has gone on, and there's no reason to believe that won't continue going forward here in the most pivotal time of the year. This is championship time of the season right here.
Well, back. Now this is a 1-minute penalty, so High Point has an opportunity here. Sawyer out top from Chenoy, and
multiple penalties would be the quickest way, maybe the only way for High Point to get back in this game.
Big win for Chenoy right there. Chenoy in front. Chenoy takes it in. He's going to shoot, and he scores! Jared Chenoy with a big answer to make it 14-7 as Chenoy picks it up and goes down the field and puts it in.
And that's the answer right there, Robert. High Point maybe thinks they got a little glimmer of hope, and Chenoy answers right away like that. Really tough to recover from that for High Point.
It does make it difficult. Let's see if High Point has an answer for that one, though. And now Zach Figge with another big stop, and he's done that all afternoon. The draw here at the X. Chenoy trying to crash through Hoben to get to the ball. High Point comes up with it, an 8-point Richmond advantage, 8-goal advantage. Jake Saunders. We haven't seen Richmond do a lot of the defensive setup they've done with a lot of those long sticks that we've seen in the second half, with a different number of short sticks and long sticks than they normally have out there. They kind of maybe made a little change defensively.
I think they just they're playing more people, and so they're more likely to have fresh legs out there.
Here's another flag. And as that goes out of bounds, another foul's coming up on Richmond here with 4:16 left. And that's going to get High Point a chance to get a little closer.
We're good. White 23. 2-3 white. Carries. Push. Don't touch them. We're going to lock them up down there. Don't touch.